What's good, everybody? Back once again, and we only had one game tonight. The Philadelphia and the Boston Celtics. Philadelphia 76, Boston Celtics. And we had one game, but it didn't really feel like a game. Um, man, I was like, there's only one place that started at the beginning. By the time you get to the end, this story really tells itself. But I feel like I was like, and B getting the nod tonight. I was like, okay, cool. After the 76ers just thrashed them the first time, that you would think like, okay, cool. So we know the Celtics are going to try to bounce back. Most teams try to do that, especially after a split, because you can't go 2-0 down going to their house. So you knew that the Boston Celtics would come out and play. Now, I guess the whole thing of like knowing the ending of how it played out is sort of mind-boggling, considering the fact that the Celtics came out ready to play, 76ers ready to play. Everything was fine. It was a really even matchup for the most part. Uh, Tatum was struggling, but everybody else was sort of holding up their weight. I feel like once you start seeing Horford out here getting buckets and making shots, that it's like, ooh, this could be a long day, considering he sort of picks and chooses when he's going to shoot. Jaylen Brown, I almost had that posterizer. That would have been a good posterizer too. I thought Embiid looked fairly okay, considering he was doing all right on defense when he was patrolling the paint. But when they got him outside, which is going to be sort of a problem out here, is he's a matchup problem, because it's like, even though yes he can play on the perimeter and he big that shoot threes, not somebody that can really also stand out there and guard. Like, yes, if he's on Horford, that's okay, but you got other people in there, and it's like you create like Grant Williams, something like that. You create a little bit more of a matchup problem that way on switches and stuff. But got to that third quarter, and it's like somebody just decided to slide the 2K settings all the way up on the slider, because it was just barrage after barrage after barrage, wave after wave after wave. It was just three after three after three. There was no stopping it. They was el fuego. They was on fire. Um, and it's like, I mean, the Celtics one of them teams that they are real. They are really like that. They're they're warrior like, something like you also think of like with maybe like how the Kings been and stuff like that, of like they really do a lot of like jumps, like 3-point jump shots constantly. And they're a team that can live by, win by it, also die by it. Today, oh boy, did they win by it. There was chances for them to, like, when it was like, I felt like a lot of those threes were like, some of them were wide open, some of them were contested, where I was like, oh, they might go for it too. Nope, jack that thing up, cause why? You hit enough of them 3-point shots, you gonna throw them already into the garbage. Cause I was like, it was over. It was over. I felt like you always get Mr. Consistent, Malcolm Brogdon. You always get him going. Jaylen Brown, did his thing out there, gave his amount of his like normal standard. I'm like, well, he can always give out more, but we always know what he can also get. Marcus Smart came to play. I was like, he was a lot more involved. His defense was more on point, and not just like his shooting was there, but also how he decided to do some of the shit. It wasn't just him just taking threes, like erratic threes, or like he actually was like, there was a couple stuff in the paint. Like you got a good Marcus Smart game. You didn't get a wild Marcus Smart. Funny how all these teams got like a wild card. Like Marcus Smart, Jordan Poole. I always like a wild, but like not a wild card. Like if they do well, like not just that the team win, but also, they can also lose you the game too in a lot of spots too. That's what I mean by the wild card more so. But I really thought that, especially like after like a little bit of first half, that yes, they were getting bombed on by three, to where they were getting beat so bad that you knew in the fourth there really was no chance, because 76 isn't that type of 3-point shooting team. They got dudes that can shoot three, but they're not a team that can blow you out or get back in a game with threes. Compared to someone like the Celtics, where it's like, yeah, they can miss 20, but if they hit the next 15, they're right back in it. You know, or Golden State, where it's like oh, a 20-point lead, that don't mean nothing to that type of 3-point shooting team. 76ers aren't that. Like, if you're sort of up by like 20 points, like that's a team that's like, oh, we gotta play like real stout defense, and we gotta get like foul trouble with a combination of threes and 3-point play. Like, it's a whole mixture, and that's not how we're gonna play in this game, because everybody seemed like everybody was off and everybody was timid. I think that might have been because Embiid's there, because because he's a big man, you have to like give him the ball and let him figure out, okay, double team, make my move here, go to the basket, do I do a little step back or whatever. Whereas when you got nothing but perimeter player, like how they had last game with Harden, Tobias, and Maxey, it's a lot more free flowing. Where it's like you can move the ball faster. It's like you can take your shot, size them up. It's a lot more flowing than when Embiid's there. But you need Embiid in order to really also beat them at the same time. So it's like Embiid coming out, like just coming back. You expect him to be a little bit of sluggish while still having it on defense, which I feel like he sort of was. But Harden also went back to how we always just seen Harden, of just like, there he go, just being like, when I'm like, nah, Embiid coming back from injury, you should be a lot more aggressive. You should take more shots. Like, it'd be one thing if Embiid was on his MVP level, but I'm like, he wasn't. You just need to take over. I feel like him opening up helps Maxey open up. Tobias is going to pretty much be Tobias. He was sort of around his amount of points that he always get. But I feel like James Harden being aggressive allows Maxey to be also more aggressive, because now he gets a lot of one-on-ones, and his matchups when James Harden plays a lot better as well than just Embiid. But yeah, with a game blowout like this, it's really nothing. You really just take it and just see how I'm about to play in the next game. So it's not even nothing to really trip off of. Anyway, if you liked anything I had to say today, I appreciate it. Thanks. Cool. If not, hey, maybe next time. Or check out some other videos. But till then, peace. I'm out.